What are birthing people? It So this title, What Are Birthing People? It reminds me J.K. Rowling. And when, I don't know if it was UK or Scotland, when they, in some newspaper article, they called women people who menstruate. And J.K. Rowling reacted to it and she was like, wait, there was a word for that. Was it wombat? Something like that, right? Oh yeah, women. So this reminds me that let's see what's this about.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It never gets boring in here. And I'd like to say thank you to the witnesses for being here and for taking the time. Ms. DeVito, thank you for coming here. In your testimony, you said that Americans deserve a government that works for them, a government that makes their lives easier and more secure. Is that correct?
Republicans,
Yes,
President
Great.
Trump, yeah.
I'd like to read through a couple of the grants that DOGE has pulled back, and I'd like to get your take on them. They pulled back a $1.5 million NIH grant to Morehouse College. It was called the Center to Advance Reproductive Justice and Behavioral Health among Black, pregnant / postpartum women and birthing people. Do you think that makes Americans' lives easier and more secure?
Birthing people?
I think that medical and scientific research of all types.
Do you think
benefits-
that constitutes critical research? According to your testimony, NIH grants are critical research.
I think
Okay,
that
let me
government
just rewind
research-
it. I wanna
think
hear
that
it again.
Medical and scientific.
Black, pregnant NIH grant to Morehouse College. It was called the Center to Advance Reproductive Justice and Behavioral Health among Black, pregnant / postpartum women and birthing people. Do you think that makes Americans' lives easier and more secure?
I think that medical and scientific research of all types.
Do you think that
benefits-
constitutes critical research? According to your testimony, NIH grants are critical research.
I think that government research of all types in the medical. and
Including a
public-
birthing people?
I think bench research of
Even
all types.
she's
is a
laughing, man.
fundamental.
What is a birthing person?
Sir,
Women?
I am here to talk about the DOGE impact.
Well, I'm
for
asking
working
you about this
families.
grant and you're defending it. So I'm asking you who is birthing people?
I am not
He's not
familiar
gonna
with
let it
this
go.
grant. I take a position that all kinds of government research, medical,
Is a
pharmaceutical,
birthing person a woman? Is that another
biological-
word for female?
That is outside the scope of.
Where's J.K. Rowling? Come on, please show up. Is she somewhere in the background or?
Expertise.
Seems like erasure
Dogo.
language to me. I've been told that type of vernacular constitutes erasure language. How about another one? How about
Uh-oh.
the conference Gender Equity in the Mathematical Study of Commutative Algebra? Do you think that's a valid form
What?
of government spending?
I think mathematical research of all types.
Hey, come here. Come here, dude. Jump. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think about it? Dogo? Tell us your opinion. Maybe we should pay you some money to tell us about algebra being transphobic. What do you think about it? Yeah. I agree with you. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll just let him up. Wait, go. Oh my god. I heard stories about it that they're trying to change algebra because it might be like. Oh my god. No. I want to listen to it one more time. Sorry. It's just ridiculous.
About the conference Gender Equity in the Mathematical Study of Commutative Algebra.
Gender equity in algebra. Really? Any of you guys are surprised that Elon shut this shit down? Really? Come on, you were wasting so much money.
Do you think that's a valid form of government spending?
I think mathematical research of all types is deserving of government.
What about studying,
Oh my
and this
God.
is directly from the National Science Foundation's website, women and non-binary mathematicians?
Again, I think all kinds of government investment should be dedicated toward mathematical.
All kinds of government investment.
scientific.
You don't have any kind of limit on what we're spending our money on, just everything?
Okay, let's realize that it's taxpayers' money and you're spending it on literal bullshit. How is that not outrageous? And again, I know that treason needs to include some other country, right? Like 2 countries at least. But come on, man. This should be considered treason as well. Like, are you really serving the Americans when you're wasting their taxpayers' money on the gender research connected to algebra? Really?
Is that your testimony?
I am talking about DOGE. You brought up.
So am I. This is a grant that DOGE cut.
I am not familiar with this particular grant, but I think government investment in mathematical, biological.
Okay. Let's do another one. This one is called hashtag Transcendent Health, adapting an LGB plus inclusive teen pregnancy prevention.
Wait, it's a grant that starts with hashtag? What is it? Is it a TikTok? Is it an Instagram? Come on, man.
Prevention program for transgender boys. I can't even say this without laughing.
How is...
Do you think that is a useful form of our tax spend?
I am not familiar with that grant.
What
but I
are
think
you
bench
familiar
research,
with?
government investment in scientific and
Teen
pharmaceutical
pregnancy
research.
for transgender boys. Do you think that is a useful spend of our tax dollars?
I think government investment in all kinds of scientific research is of the up.
Is she okay? Like, I feel like something happened. She keeps repeating herself. Like, call her an ambulance. Because she's obviously not okay. But anyway, transgender pregnant transgender boys. There are so many things wrong in these 3 words. Let's start with... I wanted to say let's start with obvious, but it's so crazy that I don't even know if you can pinpoint one obvious thing. But let's start with what's wrong for me as a parent. Boys. That means they're not 21 or 18 in my country, in the US 21. How can they be transgender? They're still kids. It's still a child. I don't agree with putting all of this transgender stuff onto someone who's not being deemed adult, legally adult. Like, that person can't even watch the porn or drink alcohol legally, right? And somehow they can just decide that they're gonna go through the operation or puberty blockers. That's that's really freaking ridiculous. But another thing, pregnant, that means that they had sex before 21 or adulthood, and again, that shouldn't really be okay. Wait, is it the grant that started with hashtag? Guys, how can anyone complain about DOGE? Really?
Utmost importance.
Including pregnancy prevention for transgender boys. Okay.
Pregnancy
Let me
prevention.
ask you,
Okay.
we can come back to this later maybe. Do you support abolishing the filibuster still?
I am here to talk about DOGE respectfully.
Right.
and
We could abolish
Oh
the
my
filibuster and get a lot of DOGE cuts through. And you've written at length on your Twitter about abolishing the filibuster. I'm just curious.
What's
if you think that
filibuster?
we should do that still.
I did a lot of previous work on different topics because I am an economic policy expert, and respectfully, I'm here to talk about DOGE cuts.
Okay,
Oh
but
my God.
we could abolish the filibuster and get DOGE cuts. This is totally germane here. Do you think we should?
I am here to talk about DOGE cuts, not strategies for achieving more of them, but the harms that they have produced for working families.
That's a
Well, you
convenient
didn't really
change of
say
opinion.
anything.
I noticed that most of your comments about the filibuster were during the Biden administration. But we can
Of
move
course.
on. Let's go back to some more of these grants. Do you think that we should be spending money on, quote, the racialized basis of trait judgments from faces?
I am not at all familiar with that grant.
It's a
Of course,
$500,000 NSF grant.
Okay, I am not familiar with the subject matter or the
Right,
particular
but you're
grant.
defending these.
I
Yeah.
am saying that I think the government
You're pretty
has-
adamant against DOGE cuts, and I'm asking you if you support the cuts
I think that
that
there
DOGE
is
has found.
economic and medical, public health, communal benefit to
What
the
about
government
cross-sex
investing
steroid therapy and cardiovascular risk in the transgender female?
Again, I think government investment in scientific research is
Right.
important.
Thank you.
So she's there to discuss the Doge cuts, but she doesn't say anything. Oh man. Oh man. I'm so happy President Trump won. I'm so happy. Because this will die off.